What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always, spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. And we on basketball, the Boston Celtics. They doing some big things out there. Let's talk about it. Celtics. Big things are happening. If you've been paying attention, the trade market has been wide open in the NBA, especially before the NBA draft. The Boston Celtics have now acquired the unicorn, Kristaps Porzingis, in a blockbuster trade, if you ask me, that sent the heart and soul of the team, Marcus Smart, to the Memphis Grizzlies. And also, during that same situation, sent Tyus Jones to the nation's capital. Now, Washington, if we've been paying any attention, is just shredding their whole roster, clearing cap space. I won't call it tanking, because really, they're banking for the future. They're trying to make sure they got plenty of cap room. Their new general manager, who used to be with Oklahoma City, taking a page out of Oklahoma City book, that I think he thinks he's going to be able to take on some bad contracts from teams over the next few years in exchange for multiple picks, which will set them up in future drafts in order to build through the drafts, build organically, and turn Washington hopefully into a winner. I'm from Washington, D.C. area. We'll see if that happens. But I think that's his plan. And he's definitely getting rid of bad contracts. And since they're not going to be good anyway, getting rid of their quote-unquote good players. Porzingis, that was a big move for Boston, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. More importantly, losing Marcus Smart for Boston is nothing to sneeze at. At first, they were trying to get rid of Malcolm Brogdon, but due to health issues that came up in the physicals, they weren't able to do the deal that would have sent Brogdon to the Clippers and still got Porzingis over to the Boston Celtics. But they wanted Porzingis bad. Why did they want Porzingis so bad and willing to give up the heart and soul of their team, Marcus Smart, former defensive player of the year? Well, in my opinion, most importantly, the reason they wanted to do it is because of what we just saw in the NBA Finals. The big man is sexy again in the league. Over the history of the NBA, the game used to be played inside out. The big ruled the game. Then you had the Michael Jordan era into the Kobe and AI and T-Mac and LeBron, Wade, KD, Steph, the list goes on. And the wing players have been dominating, but the game has evolved. Jokic has shown that the big man is still valuable. Not to mention, with the last 3 league MVPs in a row have been the 2 premier centers in the league, with Embiid earning the MVP of the league this year. But then you had Jokic take it a step further after being a 2-time MVP. He went on to be the finals MVP and have an historic run with a team built around him, and it was obvious on that playoff march that he couldn't be stopped. He pretty much solidified himself as the best player in the world. And he's got a squad around him. They deep. Another star with him in Jamal Murray, a possible future star in Michael Porter Jr., and a guy who can be a number 1 or 2 option on a real bad team in Aaron Gordon, playing the 3rd or 4th option there. So they got a hell of a team. And so how do you compete with that? Well, you start with the head of the snake. Jamal Murray, they say, is the head of the snake, but he was able to have 3 games under 20 points and still win an NBA Finals. So it's Jokic that's the man on that squad. And to stop him, just like Shaq in the 90s when the Bulls had to build a team where they got Dennis Rodman for rebounds, had 3 centers to hack a Shaq, Boston is thinking smartly. They need bigs to come at the Joker. And so getting Porzingis, Marcus Smart, he brings D, but he's not, and he brings the passion and a culture to the team, but they can still sustain a lot of that. It's just putting a little more pressure on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to be those guys on the team. They already legit from a standpoint of just being stars, and Jason Tatum a superstar in the league, both having their best years yet. But more importantly, they still, with those guys on the wing, having a deep team, they don't really have an answer for the Joker. At least not on both ends. They got the Williams boys, Robert and Grant Williams, who will bang, get in there, get physical. Al Horford, who will try to pull you out of the paint and hit that jumper. But all of those guys, none of them had a firepower to deal with what Joker going to give you, those 40, 20-point nights, 30 and 20 and 15, all that type of stuff. Porzingis, you get Porzingis on your team, a guy who can be a first option on the team, a good second option, but as the third option, he should get an easy 20 and 10 for the Wizards. For the Celtics, playing off of Tatum and Brown, and be able to also play a meaner pick and roll than Al Horford was able to play with Tatum and Brown. Now you got Porzingis for that. But you also got Al Horford. You can have them both in the game at the same time to really stretch the floor, but also get in there and get boards. And then Porzingis can put it on the floor and score. He hits his free throws at a high clip. And since he don't have the pressure of being the 1 or the 2 option, buckets should come for this guy. And then you still got the Williams guys to bang too. So you got fouls for Jokic, even though he hits free throws, but just to wear him down, get physical with him. And you got somebody who can come help side in Porzingis at 7'3", with like a 7'6", 7'8" wingspan, can get there and disrupt Jokic's shot, that awkward, effective shot that Jokic got. You can have Porzingis putting a hand up. Right now, in my opinion, Boston has the best team on paper in the NBA, but the chemistry lies with Denver, and Denver's right there, just slightly under them on paper, in my opinion, and they're proven. So Denver's the favorite still, Boston's 2, but potentially could easily, as we get into the season, be the #1 team that everybody's trying to beat, because they got a big 3 with depth. Forget the bigs. You got Tatum and Brown too, and your big 3, but you still got White. You got Pritchard coming off the bench. You got some depth there on that team, and you don't know what else they're going to do. Boston is poised. They should be mad because they lost to Miami after having the team that was supposed to go to the finals, and now they might have the missing piece to help them compete against Denver, which is what everybody's probably trying to do right now and scrambling to do so. Let me know what y'all think. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know what you're looking for. J-Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or hit the bell. Get at me in the comments. Let's go back and forth. Let's talk about it. Let's get these subscribers up. I appreciate the recent support, the uptick in subscribers. I appreciate all y'all out there, and y'all that's just watching. Pass along the videos. Y'all know I'm on YouTube, Instagram, at TheVaultJMU414 on Twitter, and of course, what's up TikTok? Holla at y'all next time.